Today we're diving into the fascinating sex life of an island country in the North Atlantic Ocean, southeast of Greenland and west of Norway. But first, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. So let's get started. Iceland has its own unique culture when it comes to sexual relationships. For example, when you visit Iceland, you might be surprised to find that sexual topics are openly discussed in a setting. But Icelanders often find it strange that people from other countries are so shy about nudity and casual sexual encounters, because for them, it is normal. Open discussion of sexuality is the norm here, and there is no stigma attached to expressing one's sexual experiences. Women in Iceland generally have a high level of education, high participation in the workforce, and a high level of awareness of gender equality issues. They generally have Northern European genetics, with fair skin and eyes usually in shades of blue, green, or gray. There are many more details, but let's praise Iceland a little more. Among the many natural wonders, the geyser area. The famous geyser area is home to one of the first natural geysers the world has ever known. The Strákur Geyser impresses visitors by gushing water at regular intervals. Skogafoss. This large waterfall in southern Iceland drops water over a large area, creating a spectacular sight. There are many more impressive mazes, but that's not the point. Sexuality, yes. In Iceland, it is quite normal to have a fun night with a man or a woman. Following the opposite sex in a fun way is something that Icelandic men and women can easily imagine. Icelandic men and women are very liberal. You don't have to go through the typical first, second, and third dates to get into bed. So the preference for sex first explains that a much more normal sequence of action in Iceland is to meet a stranger while out drinking, take him home, have sex, and then decide whether you want to see him or her again in social situations. Let's say you've been with someone after a night of partying. If the sex is good, you might be willing to go on a date because, anyway, you've already had sex. But in matters of sexuality or otherwise, women are usually in control in Iceland. They often run family businesses while their husbands support them in less dominant roles. In work teams, women often hold similar or higher positions than their male colleagues. If sex is seen as an important part of a relationship, it makes sense to get straight to the point and see if there's mutual interest before proceeding. For many Icelandic men and women, this approach works. It is not unusual in Iceland for sexual intercourse to take place at the moment of first contact. This attitude is not seen as negative. It has some historical roots, according to author and television personality Yvonne K. Fulbright. The cultural acceptance of sexuality dates back to an infectious disease like smallpox that devastated Iceland in 1707 and severely depopulated the island, she explains. In an effort to repopulate the country, the King of Denmark declared it legal for every young Icelandic woman, regardless of marital status, to bear 6 children. This action was not seen as shameful or humiliating or a loss of face, but rather as something to be praised in the name of patriotism. So Iceland's modern sexual freedom is a continuation of this deep-rooted tradition. Let's take a look at the impact of Viking culture on the sex life of today's Icelanders. Viking culture had progressive views on sex, and premarital relationships were quite common. Women could even test potential husbands to ensure sexual compatibility. If a man failed the test, she could choose not to marry him. Viking women could marry up to the age of 16, and initially, extramarital affairs were permitted. But this changed over time, and those who engaged in them were severely punished. Today, Iceland's national belief in gender equality has significantly encouraged a liberal culture around casual sex, contrary to the scientifically incorrect notion that men are obsessed with sex and women are indifferent. Iceland embraces the idea that women not only desire, but also confidently express their sexual preferences. This mindset challenges traditional stereotypes, portraying men as willing partners who prioritize the pleasure of their female counterparts. Icelanders disagree with the idea that only men want to have sex. It is perfectly normal and acceptable for a woman to confidently express her sexual desires. A woman who speaks her mind is seen as strong, capable, and confident. Icelanders do not idealize romantic love as in many other cultures. About 80% of children in Iceland today come from single-parent homes, broken families, or separated parents. Despite separation or divorce, it is common for Icelanders to maintain amicable relationships, often having lunch or meeting up with their ex-spouses or partners, so the idea of a completely broken relationship is rare. Another cultural trait that might surprise you is the Icelandic attitude towards nudity. Bathing naked is not considered a sexual act. In Iceland, thermal spas are often located in public spaces or tourist facilities, and bathing naked is an accepted practice. Visitors to the hot springs often enter the water naked after taking a shower, and this is accepted as part of the local culture. Hot springs often have separate changing rooms, usually separated by gender, thus ensuring privacy and comfort for those who wish to bathe naked in hot springs. Blue Lagoon is a world-famous thermal spa located near the town of Grindavik, about 40 kilometers from Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. This hot spring was formed as a result of Iceland's geothermal activities and is one of the country's unique natural attractions. Visitors usually arrive from Reykjavik on day tours or by private car. Its modern facilities include large swimming areas, saunas, steam rooms, relaxation areas, restaurants, and cafes. But one important thing to know before entering the Blue Lagoon is the tradition of nude bathing. Nude bathing culture is widespread in Iceland, and some parts of the spa often have changing rooms separated by gender. Visitors enter the water naked after taking a shower, and this is considered part of the local culture. Don't worry, nudity is normal here. They won't humiliate you. Yes, let's talk about the women of Iceland. Iceland is one of the best places in the world to be a woman. About 90% of women work. Yes, that's a huge percentage. They usually get a good education about sexuality at a young age, including men. Another characteristic of women is that they are open-minded about sexuality. Icelandic women usually have a healthy and vigorous appearance because they lead a healthy lifestyle and an active outdoor life. They enjoy playing sports and spending time in nature, which can help them look young and energetic. Their eye colors are usually shades of blue, green, or gray. Icelandic women generally value their natural beauty and usually prefer natural and minimal makeup. To summarize, Iceland is a country known for its unique natural beauty, advanced quality of life, and forward-looking social structure. Located in the North Atlantic, this island country is a fascinating destination with both volcanic activity and spectacular landscapes. Also, when it comes to sex life, Icelandic society is generally open-minded and supportive of sexual freedoms. The early onset of healthcare and sex education helps individuals to maintain their sexual health and well-being. As a result, Iceland stands out not only for its natural beauty and advanced quality of life, but also for its cultural richness and social progress. This island nation that offers a unique experience to its visitors is a destination worth exploring. I mean, it's a great country in every way. Whether it's the scenery, the sex life, the women, and the level of education, they really have a quality society, and it's a destination worth traveling to. If you like this kind of videos and you want to comment about Iceland, there's nothing stopping you. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and see you soon.